morning. Welcome to Gulfstream today on this fantastic Thursday afternoon. The track is fast, the turf is firm. We're under the 80-degree weather, Brian. It's
Nice
absolutely
day.
beautiful today. Yeah, a little blustery, but beautiful, beautiful day here at Gulfstream Park. Happy to be joined with Brian Nato, Ron Nicoletti with us as well as the gang is all here as we are I, I halfway through the championship meet now.
Past that, I think.
Past
Yeah.
halfway, yeah.
9 days from the Fountain of Youth as well.
Yeah, it's really exciting times, and we'll talk more about that as we just start on the road to the Kentucky Derby. But as far as today goes, we do have 9 races on the card, a big weekend coming at you here. But we'll kick it off with Thirsty Thursday here. And Brian, you've got the early pick 5 ticket.
Yeah, Rainbow Six. There's Thirsty Thursday.
yeah.
Rainbow Six, $150,000 in the estimated jackpot. Big pool yesterday. Should be no different today. Great to be back on a firm turf
Yep.
course. There you can see it there after 2 days of racing, already approaching $60,000 in the carryover. And, yeah, as you mentioned, we've got an early pick 5. That'll be pretty sizable as well. That's already almost to $60,000. And here we go there. Thank you, guys. $18 ticket for me. My best bet's in the opening leg, so we'll single
All
there.
right.
3 deep in race number 2 with the top pick is the 2 Zena's Word. In race number 5, another single. Short price on Super's Lucky Lady. In race number 4, down on the inside, Chase Sloan, the 1 horse. And in race number 5, that is, well, excuse me, I lost my long shot today, unfortunately.
Me too.
So in race number 5, I scratched into the 1 La Scalinetta on what is an $18 early pick 5 ticket.
I like it. And the opener is 12-5 maiden claimers. These are 3-year-olds, 6 furlongs on that fast main track here. We have a full field of 7, but note the number 7, Georgie, is important. Will be ridden by Edgar Zeiss. On a lot of scratches on the card.
Edgar Perez.
Oh, pardon me. Sorry, Edgar Perez. I put Edgar in. Yes, thank you. Appreciate that. Different Edgar. Yeah, so the number 2, you said this is your best bet.
Yeah.
Take it away.
There's not a lot going on here. We'll show you what happened with Isaac Leo last time. Ran very, very well at 7 furlongs. We'll cut back today. Here he is on the hard chase. And the winner is Romero, who kind of swoops him. He's not even in your picture. He came from way out of it. And Isaac Leo made first run in this race. The horses that ran 1, 2, 3 on the line were 9, 5, 7 early. So the race completely fell apart. And Isaac Leo was the one that kind of got sucked into making first run, basically, and this was at 7 furlongs, and they took the blinkers off this day, and you can see it in his form. It was by far the best, really the only competitive effort he's had in his last few starts. This is a big-time run, I just think, today on a very watered-down group. There's some first-time starters that are going to be guessing games, and here's a stat for
I
Cassie.
thought this was crazy.
Yeah, 12% maiden claimers on dirt the past 5 years, so it's not a great stat. They're going to overbet these horses, as they will Isaac Leo as well, but he, to me, certainly looks like the one, and we can single in the early pick 5 to get a little leverage there.
Yeah, you can, and I think just against a group like this, it just certainly fits. The 4 Asbury, I don't have anything clever, really. This is just, there's nowhere lower you could start here. Son of Munnings, he sold for $350,000 as a yearling. That's on par for the Munnings here, so it's not like it's a lot. I know that sounds crazy when you say that's not a lot, but it's really, it's in the grand scheme of things, it's really not. Saez and Christophe Clement, I was shocked at the percentages they have together.
Yeah, he doesn't ride a lot for Christophe, but they're very solid. We saw this horse run yesterday, essentially, in race number 1, an expensive purchase that essentially debuted at the bottom and didn't run at all.
Yeah.
I would want nothing to do with this horse.
That's
but
fair.
You can look at him and see.
Yeah.
And with that being said, he does not have to be much to make a dent here.
No, he doesn't, and I think the same thing with Isaac Leo. The 6 Grand Hefe finished second last time, kind of just a similar effort.
Yeah. He'll like a little bit of extra ground he gets today, too.
Absolutely. Race number 2 here. It's a maiden 12-5 claiming event. It is 1 mile and 70 yards on the Tapeta track. It starts at early pick 4. We'll take a quick look at my ticket here before we get into this. It's 40-50. I don't typically like to give out a ticket like this, but I don't have a single, and I think that maybe something funky could happen. We saw that yesterday with the early pick 4. It's just those types of races. Race 3, I do have the 7 on top. That's New Diamond. Race number 4, I have the 5 on top, A Million Stories. And in race number 5, I have the 8 on top, Leotor. I double scratch into the 8 Leotor, so I don't want to hear anything from you. Oh, you always pick Brian Lynch horses.
Double scratch?
Double scratch.
Okay.
Yep, I did. I promise. A double
All right.
scratched. Race 2. We do have a clean field of 10, and the 2 is where you went. Zena's word. Wow.
Total stab. We're dropping from 50 to 12.5, so I think that's a big positive. You know, this horse got beat in a football field, but she did chase early on,
Yeah.
and now on a big drop. And boy, I don't care who you're coming up with, but it's tough to trust anybody in this group. We stretch out today. We try Tapeta. I don't know. Who knows? We'll figure it all out. But the price should be square enough to come aboard in a race where I just don't really like the horses that are going to be bad. I don't like them that much.
Okay. Well, there are 2 Victor Barboza horses, and we'll look at the Diamond and Thrills race because this horse tangled with a Gray Lark, who is for Jose D'Angelo.
Yeah, and Trumpetta's in here as well.
Trumpetta I included in my ticket. I thought that this race for Trumpetta was better than it looked.
Yeah, and I thought the race from Gray Lark was not good at all.
No.
And they were going to bet her again. She was 2-1 last time.
You're supposed to win from here.
Yeah, absolutely you are. And they can't bet enough on IRAD, and it doesn't matter what the horses did, really. They're still going to come back. You've got to win from here.
Yeah.
And not only did she not win, she was 6 beaten, an uncompetitive 6. So
Yeah.
the horse I want out of this race is clearly Diamonds and Thrills. The problem is she's way out here in the parking lot again today like she was last time.
Yeah, and it's funny. She ended up on the parking lot, but she was still ended up on the inside at the end of the day, which is kind of not really where you want to be.
Not through the stretch.
No, not through the stretch. So we'll see. I think that the other Victor Barboza runner is interesting, too, on the stretch out.
She's not impossible. Victor's not a guy that's going to win first out. Grand Sticker didn't run terribly in a sprint she probably wanted nothing to do with. She was 44-1. Clearly they weren't putting a lot into her that day. Blinkers are going to go on. He's a big second out guy. Leonella sticks around, and we know how good he is with prices. So I would expect a lot better from Grand Sticker today.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a big field and very, very wide open. Now, race number 3, it's a 17.5. Non-winners of 2, lifetime for the fillies in mares, 4-year-old and upward. 5 furlongs on the Tapeta for this snappy sprint with 7 runners. And Super's Lucky Lady, it's her race today.
Yeah, I mean, if she runs back to that race, she can't lose. It's just a statement of
Yeah.
fact. Now, you can ask, where did it come from? Well, it was only start on the Tapeta for Robbie Falcone. So
You liked her last time, huh?
I did like her last time, and she ran to it last time, and that race drubs everybody in here. Now, we've talked about it time and time again. Can you back up your Tapeta races? Sometimes it's a little hit or miss, but if you view her just on that race, she's probably odds on in here.
Yeah, I think so. The 7 New Diamond, to me, oh gosh, it's not that I have a lot of conviction with this horse, but this is the first time that she will sprint on the Tapeta, and maybe just trying something new from the outside. I don't know.
Yeah, she's dropping in class.
Yeah.
She doesn't have terrible form at all. She's not a 2-turn turf horse, that's for sure. So it wouldn't, if she's going to wake up, this is the type of spot she could do it in against a group like this.
What about Ivonera?
Yeah, I've played her many times. I don't see a win on her page, and she always finds one or two better. And I will say this, Pete Waller's going to run her on the Tapeta for the first time since he claimed her. Maybe that's a good thing, but you're trying to improve off Victor Barboza Jr., and as you saw last time, it didn't work out. I thought it was very interesting last time. Pete claims her, immediately runs her on the dirt. I mean, I know that's where the win is, but and now she's back on the Tapeta, so we'll see. She's an underneath player today.
Yeah, and she's 0-for-6 at the end of the day on the Tapeta.
With 5 underneath finishes.
Yeah, so just a bit hesitant to come back to her. Now, on a 9-race card, we're going to take a short break. The Rainbow Six begins in race number 4, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
And they're off.
Win big with new DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian Nato and Samantha Perry with you on this beautiful Thursday afternoon here in sunny South Florida. It's a beautiful day today. The temperatures are kind of milding out a little bit. I think we're kind of getting some of the cold weather outcasts, like the outer band of it, maybe.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm not a weather person. Thank God I'm not, because 70 would be cold to me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We've got the Rainbow Six that kicks off in race number 4 today, and Ron Nicoletti, the Rainbow Six master, will have that ticket for you here. We'll take a look and see what he does.
Yep, $150,000 in your estimated jackpot, 4 deep here, and just kind of bobbing and weaving a little bit. You can see his single is in race number 8, and that is the 2, Miss Tart. That's an aggressive single, I think. She does have proven Tapeta form, but this is a whole lot better than the group she just faced. And then in race number 9, he's 3 deep. He's got the price on Goody's Girl, who's likely going to be lower than that, as we both picked her, but she's got a lot of looking up to do. And they're 43.20 for Ronnie.
I like it, and a very big spread race for him in the 4th race. I don't disagree with it here. Maiden 17.5, Claimers, a mile and a 16th on the Tapeta track here. It's a field of 7. The number 1, Chase Sloan for you. And Bo Chapman will debut his first runner. Now, he used to be an assistant for Savvy Joseph. He was assistant a little bit for Jorge Delgado. Now he's out on his own, so good luck to you, Bo.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a horse that is just plummeting. So, I don't know anything about this at all, but dropping way down in class, has worked a couple times for the new trainer here. Is going to run with Lasix for the first time on Tapeta. We draw well. And old Chase Sloan's going to look to his right in the starting gate, and he's not going to be scared about any of these horses either.
No,
That's for sure.
I know. There's a couple. By the way, the 2 first-time starters in here, the 2 and the 6, they both will debut as a gelding. So if you're into that, it's definitely a good thing, but they're big prices here. But, yeah, I agree with you. There's not really a lot going on in this race, so I think it's easy to kind of go down with a horse like this. The 5, A Million Stories. Carlos David, first off the trainer change. He's very good with these moves.
He is, but Tom Morley's very good too.
Yes.
And this horse
I agree.
didn't take any money in New York, and he ran even less in New York. So I don't know what we're going to get today. It's great to see Irad aboard, that he's going to reach out for him. The works are nothing. He hasn't even worked this horse on Tapeta, which is very odd because Carlos David's a really good Tapeta trainer. I will say this horse will give the best effort he's ever given today, but I don't know if
you don't know if it's enough.
I don't know if it's going to be enough.
You just got to watch out for these Zilla Racing owners. Yeah, but I think they snuck one at a nice little price last week. So that's why I went there. Underneath, it's kind of anybody's game. Irish Wish will be a very heavy favorite. Blinkers go on.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at Irish Wish and Ragman last time, and Ragman had dead aim the entire way, and this is a better trip than Irish Wish because you don't really want to be on the lead. And the point here is that if you're taking one horse out of this race, it's Irish Wish. You don't want Ragman in a spot like this because he had every opportunity to go by, and it was Irish Wish who kept on going, and Ragman tired. He's already all in here entering the far turn, so he's the one I want. Blinkers go on Irish Wish today. Pete's going to have to say that a lot. It's a tricky name to say. And he'll be freewheeling on the front end, I would think, unless Tyler gets aggressive down on the inside. But I think it's his race to lose, but that does not mean he has to win either.
You said everything perfectly there. He just was beat fair and square, and we'll see what happens with him today.
Yeah.
Race 5. It is our first grass race on the card. It is a claiming $35,000 event. Non-winners of 2 lifetime. The rails are at 73 feet here today for these turf events, so it can be a bit tricky for these outside posts.
Big problem.
Yep, we'll take a look at my late pick 5 ticket here before we get into this race. It's a $36 play for me. Race number 6, I just have 2 of them. It's a very scratched down field, but I have Lady Monique on top. Race number 7, I've got the 2 on top. Reassess race number 8, the 7 for me, that is LeBeau. And in race number 9, there's my single, Vacoma's Ward, the 7 for George Weaver, with possibly a speed play here. I think that this horse is very dangerous.
So much the horse to beat in the last race.
Race 5. we scratched the number 2, Bah Humbug. That was my long shot.
Me too.
Oh, how about that? And in race number 7, and we also scratched the number 7, Crimson. So a scratch downfield, but good for the outside horses because they'll move in a couple slots now. And the 1, La Scalonetta on top.
Yep. Great post for this
Yeah.
horse. Again, scratch into her. She's got solid turf form. She even drops a little bit. Silver Moonlight, absolutely streaking
Oh,
for
yeah.
Safi in C2. She's just been bottoming out fields, and now La Scalonetta, with her getting out of her shadow, is definitely one of the ones in here. And I'm assuming you played the 2 Bahumba because of the speed.
Yes.
That's going to help La Scalonetta, who'll be very close to what's
Yes.
probably a moderate pace now.
Yep, yeah, that's what you'd hope for. When the rails are at 73 feet, it's just very hard to make up a lot of ground. You want to be in that front group of horses, absolutely. The number 8 for me, Leo Toro. I double scratch into Leo Toro, and we'll take a look at the stat with Brian Lynch, which this kind of blew my mind a little bit here. Look at this. Just 3 starts, but this is just at Gulfstream here. And look at the ROI.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for anybody that's taking this horse that you're just going to get such a short price on, quite frankly, a horse that,
Doesn't have to win.
well, she was eased last
Yeah.
time. Now you can have her for 35. She was 7-2 last time, by the way. So you just have no idea what you're going to get, and that's a problem. At least, IRAD rides, and it's Brian, who's as good as anybody, but just you don't know what's under the hood here anymore.
No, you don't, and we'll find out today for
Yes,
sure. Sometimes
absolutely.
even the big drops, they can just be a bit suspicious. When you look at her, you look at in between the lines here, her only win is at Indiana, going 2 turns off the grass.
Off the grass, too.
So
exactly.
read into that what you will. The 9, you've got some interest in Voodoo.
Yeah,
What do
she's
you-
a big player now because on a stretch out, back to 2 turns, she'll be a lot closer.
Yeah.
The scratches help her too, but I could not agree with you more in terms of at 73 feet, the rails are, if you're out wide or you have no speed, wow, you're in for a world of hurt.
Yeah, you are. The one good thing to note about her is Dylan Davis has won on her before, so
good
that's
point.
a good sign there. It's going the 6 furlong, so maybe he can get a bit more aggressive with her. Race number 6, it is the start of the late pick 4, a mile on the main track, $8,000 non-winners of 3 lifetime. We do scratch the number 3, Gulfstream, in the 6, Happy World. Let's see what you did in your late pick 4 ticket.
Well, what I had to do was add 3 horses here because Gulfstream was not a horse I was
Yeah.
looking to beat.
Nope.
And so that's, unfortunate that she scratches out of here. And you can see the single in race number 2. Reassess. I'm going to try to get loose in there. I did not want to single her, but with the scratch of Gulfstream, I had to rework this a little bit. Race number 8, the 3, Aspen Dawn on top. And then in race number 9, I'm stabbing with the 5, Goodies Girl, who, is probably going to be lower than that, but she's a real reach, and she's looking up at a lot of these gals.
Well, let's get into this then. It did scratch down. We hit the scratch bug here, but the 4 and the 5 look like the main players. You go ahead with how about that?
Yeah, and again, scratch into how about that?
Yeah.
We're tactical. We're outside the other 3. That's a big advantage in a small field where you can break and look to the left and see what everybody else is doing. She's not at the mercy of the pace either. And oddly enough, obviously Field of Blossoms is going to go. I think that Lady Monique has got the speed to maybe keep her honest a little bit. And I don't trust Field of Blossoms stretching out to a mile anyway.
No.
So I think this is a good spot now for how about that?
Lucky for me, I always had the 4 on top
Okay, that
here.
is good.
Yeah, so I think that she's, 1, found her friends. 2, that she ran okay going 2 turns, but it was after a little bit of a couple months layoff, but now we're back on the dirt. I like this 1-turn mile for her. This is one of those races where something funky could happen. I feel like when
Wouldn't
you get
shock
these
me.
condensed fields, sometimes the best horse doesn't always win.
Yeah, the old Harvey
Yeah.
Pack take the longest shot in the 4-horse field, and something could happen. You're going to have a huge favorite in Field of Blossoms that stepping up to a 3L now. That her form is honestly no better than anybody else's.
Yeah.
She will be in front. I find it a little bit difficult to think she's going to see this out at a mile.
Well, we were completely against her last
Yeah.
time, and it was like they knew betting her
Yeah.
that she was going to run her best performance there. So I don't know.
She did.
To her credit, she did. But she's going to have to work hard from the rail. And with jockey Luis Saez aboard, he's going to send her. So
no doubt.
It might kind of pay the price a little bit later. Race number 7, a late pick 3 here, or a rolling pick 3 starts off here for their last 3 races. $12,500 level, non-winners of 3, lifetime, a mile and a 16th on the Tapeta track. It's a clean field of 7, and this is the first time we've had a agreement today.
Yeah,
Reassess.
Reassess is going to get loose in here,
Yep.
or she should be in front at least. The question will be how much pressure does she take, but she's stretching out. It's been a long time since she ran 2 turns, and it was at Penn National on the main track.
Yeah.
Paco will put her on the engine, and then you're just going to have to take a deep breath and see if she can last. She's certainly bred for it.
Yeah.
She's going to stretch out. Guadalupe, we talked about this yesterday for the Preciado barn. Not winning, okay, but it's got 13 underneath finishes, so the barn has been firing, just not getting the picture taken, that's all.
Yep, I agree completely. It's just one of those things that sometimes you just need racing luck, and that's really, look at Jen Antonucci, finally got a win yesterday, so it kind of ebbs and flows like that. The one bubbly champagne for the Pete Walder barn, back to 2 turns, I think is key for bubbly champagne.
Yeah, it is, and you know, he got a win from her 2 starts back, and now she's going to stretch back out. I would have liked to have seen her run better last time.
Yeah.
I don't have a reason why she didn't, and now we're 3 starts away from Barboza, and, you know, the further away, you just kind of wonder.
Yeah.
And we'll see. She has the best 2-turn form. I'm not sure if she's getting back to it, that's all.
I agree completely. Underneath, it's a bit of a toss-up. The 4 Oya Thunder, I think, is an interesting player, at least.
Yeah, she's a huge hitter in here. I know it's not much of a drop, but that was a solid group last time. And Maker's going good now. Luis Saez from a good post with the other main horses to his inside. I think she's the horse to beat.
And getting back in with non-winners of 3.
Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah,
too.
that's huge because they don't mess with Tessa, Marsha.
Yeah.
Those are tough customers there.
Absolutely.
Race 8, it is allowance optional claimers, a mile and an 1/8 on the Tapeta track here, and we don't run that distance often, but it's a cool one. It's a cool one when we do. It's a field of 7 here, and the 3 for you, Aspen Dawn, at a short price for trainer Mark Cassie.
So here's the thing, you know, the turf horses are way better than the Tapeta horses, and Mrs. Tart is a Tapeta horse. We'll show you in a second.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to think class is going to play in this race, and that's why I went with her. She's cutting back. I think that's a big deal. She had a trip 2 starts back. She's unproven on the Tapeta. I get all of it, but I'm going to think the class of the turf horses is going to be a problem for Miss Tart in here.
Yeah. It could be. The question with some of these grass horses is how are they going to like the Tapeta?
Right, there's no doubt.
Yep, so that's the big guessing game here. You talk about Mrs. Tart. We'll take a look at her replay just while we've got her here. She came off of a big win last time.
No, she ran well, and she's the Tapeta horse. I get it. She also got all the best of it here, getting first run in this race off. This is, you know, Rowtown is completely over the top. I think we know that now. It's just a statement of fact with her. And I just kind of feel like Miss Tart was a little dressed up in this spot. She was 12-1 in this spot. Again, she is the Tapeta horse, but the waters are way, way deeper here. Kevin Rice claimed her. Irad rode her in that start. Tyler will get aboard today. I'm willing to play against her today.
I think that's fair. She ran a big number, and can she come back to that? This will be her longest distance test yet, so we'll see if she's really made of that or not. The 7 LeBeau will also stretch out to the longest distance of her career. I don't really have anything crafty with her other than just the fact that I think she does have some back class, and at least she does have a win and a third place finish on the Tapeta.
Yeah, and the other thing I've noticed, and like when Safi backs off these horses and they come back, they're going to give you their best shot.
Yes.
And I think you're going to get that from her today. And like you said, too, she does have a Tapeta win. She's got to run faster. You know, even the Chad horse, Shada Pale, is going to try Tapeta. She's got some class to her. She's going to be better off the Tampa comeback. So, you know, LeBeau is going to have to improve, but I would expect LeBeau will run her best race today.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, too. And you already kind of mentioned the Chad Brown runner, that she'll be tough.
She's
if
going
she likes
to be
the
tough.
Tapeta.
If she likes the Tapeta, and she's got the class of this race, and she's also going to like the 9 furlongs better than most.
Yeah.
You watch that replay, Miss Tart, to me, is not begging for 9 furlongs.
No, I agree completely.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe she'll just pick up runners late there. Very competitive 8th race. Now, the finale today, it is on the grass course. It is a mile and a 16th on on the turf, pardon me. It is a $35,000 maiden claimer. These are for 3-year-old fillies. We have a clean field of 9 in this, and the 5 on top. Goodies Girl, you and Ron have this
I
horse?
know.
Yeah.
Admittedly, this horse should have been about 12 to 1. On the line. I should have priced her a little bit lower. It's a total stab. She's looking up at 4 or 5 of these gals. She ran okay. She didn't do a lot of running. She was last early. She broke a few lengths behind the field. She got floated way out. When she leveled off in the lane, she ran okay. She passed some horses. I wanted a price in here. The rails are going to be a problem for her. For
Big
sure.
Yep.
Big jock switch. We get Junior. I hope I can get 12 to 1. She shouldn't be 20, but 12 would be fair. But like I said, your horse is legitimately 2 to 1, 9 to 5 in this spot.
Yeah, Vacoma's War, the 7, just has speed and
blinkers too.
Yeah, which I don't really don't care for that too much. But the fact that we have speed and a little bit of a class drop, even if there wasn't a class drop, when you have speed at this level and at this rail setting, it's so dangerous.
Yeah, and this is a class drop. The 50s to 35s are a big class drop. There's no doubt about it, because for 35 you can get some muddled horses that are rising in class. For 50, you're going to get a lot of special weight droppers because you're not being given away for 50. Not that you are for 35. That's not my point. But this is a good group for 35 today as well, and she's the best in here.
The 3 Cocktail Kisses, blinkers will go on. Another that finished behind Vacoma's War.
Yeah, not that far behind. Maybe the blinkers bridge the gap a little bit. It's Cassie. It's Dylan Davis. Boy, have they been so impressive together. So she's a big player as well. Let me show you the Hippie Shake race. She was 44 to 1 in this turf race. It's back in December when she last ran on turf. Awesome campaign as well. She ran pretty darn good, and she showed some kind of polish in this spot. Coming up, Paco's going to get aboard today. He's going to have her a whole heck of a lot closer today. Than this, and she's a threat to give Preciado a win today.
She is, and she ran deceivingly well there, and since then they just haven't been able to get her back on the grass, so that's very, very dangerous. And we'll take a look at a stat at the number 8 Temple City Taboo, just for Brendan Walsh here, with debuting maiden claimers. 17%, just 2 for 12. I'm not a huge, this isn't a big sample, and
honestly, this horse is favored. I wouldn't fall over. If this horse was 27 to 1, I wouldn't fall over. We have no idea. They paid 10 for a Temple City. I mean, this is a sire that's had some runners in the past. You've got Tyler here. They always bet the barn. I admittedly wasn't really sure. You got Irad on the 9. Awesome campaign for Rohan getting back on turf. There's a lot going on here. Serious Rainbow tickets probably buy this race.
Yeah, I think you might have to, because it is just that kind of race. Now that's 9 for us here today as we get into this Thursday racing, and we'll take a quick look at the lightning round before we leave you, just to kind of let you know what's going on and what's ahead. And we'll start it off with It's Thirsty Thursday.
So this work thing's getting in the way, but a lot of people can have some fun. It's a great deal. $2 light crispy drafts at the Breezeway from 1 to 4, so that's pretty cool. We had what was it yesterday? Wiener Wednesday. There we go. So the promotions, midweek promotions they're
fantastic,
phenomenal. We're going to remind you one last time, and that's it. And you're on your own. But $12.50 first post.
Yep, $12.50 going forward. Of course, we'll let you know about our next 2 headline days, but $12.50 all weekend and all next week, at least up until Saturday. The pick 5 too. This is something that started off last week. Every Saturday, whenever there's 12.
No, just as long as there's 10 races. Every Saturday, we're going to have a race 3 pick 5. So this is going to be every Saturday. Okay?
Yes.
We're not having 12 on a Saturday. So this is every Saturday, race 3, and what you see by retail only means no computers involved. These are just the players here. It's a 15% takeout, and it's a mandatory payout. So we can't stress those things enough. You're going to get all the best of it. 15% is phenomenal. And so get involved in that every Saturday, and we'll remind you again.
Yes, we will. Your best bet today. You're holding court.
Well, my best bet's in 25 minutes right now in the
All
2-horse. So we're going to single Isaac Leo, him in to kick off the early pick 5 to get a little more value, I think.
You do. I lost both of mine today, so it's all on this guy and Ron Nicoletti, and that's it for us for Gulfstream today. We're going to send it upstairs to Pete Aiello. He'll give you the very few scratches and changes on the card. Everybody, enjoy your Thursday afternoon. Enjoy the sunshine if you're here with us down in South Florida, and everybody else who's cold right now, we hope you stay warm. Enjoy the day.